So let's talk about predictions. Are they just a sneak peek into a future that's already locked in? Or do we actually have a say in the matter? That's what we're diving into today. This idea of prophecy, and maybe, just maybe, the power we have to rewrite it. I mean, think about it for a second. Your life. Does it feel like a book that's already finished and you're just turning the pages? Or do you feel like you're the one holding the pen, with the power to write whatever comes next? That's the huge question we're tackling here. It often starts with just a few words, a single sentence, a prediction that lands in your lap and suddenly feels like it could change everything. Let's walk through a little scenario that might hit a little too close to home for some of us. Okay, so picture this. You're at the doctor's office. Just a routine checkup, right? The room feels normal. The whole process is, well, routine. Nothing seems out of the ordinary at all. So the doctor's sitting there right across from you, flipping through your results. They're looking at all the data, your blood tests, your lifestyle, even your family history. They're basically reading the scientific story of you. And then it happens. Based on all that info, the doctor looks up from their notes and says, there is a probability you might have diabetes in the future. And just like that routine feeling, it's gone, completely shattered. But here's the thing. What happens next? That's totally 100% up to you. See, that prediction? It isn't the end of the story. Not at all. It's actually a beginning. It's like a fork in the road, showing you two totally different paths, leading to two totally different futures. So on one path, there's what we can call acceptance. You might just think, well, I guess that's that. It's gonna happen. You treat the prediction like it's a done deal. And all that stress and worry, it can actually help bring that exact thing to life. But there's another way. The path of action. This is where you see the prediction not as a life sentence, but as a warning shot, a wake-up call. You decide, no, I'm taking charge here. You change your habits, you change your mindset, and on that path, the prediction, it never even happens. And that right there is the key, the crucial point. The power was never in the doctor's words. It was never in the prediction itself. The power was and always will be in how you choose to respond. You are the one who decides which path to take. Okay, so let's zoom out a bit. This whole idea goes way beyond a doctor's office, right? It's about getting to the heart of what a prediction actually is. And that brings us to this big concept, probability versus reality. So, a prediction? Really, what is it? It's just a probability. That's it. Think of it like a weather forecast. It says there's a chance of rain, not that it's definitely going to pour. It's a potential outcome, not a fixed, set-in-stone reality. Unless, of course, you start acting like it is. And honestly, it doesn't matter where the prediction comes from. It could be a scientist in a lab coat or an astrologer looking at the stars. The principle is exactly the same. They are both just handing you a probability. The real question, the only question that matters, is what are you going to do with it? Are you going to let it define you, or are you going to choose to rise above it? Because this is where the real power is. It all comes down to this. Thoughts create destiny. Why is that so true? Well, because it's what's going on inside, our beliefs, what we focus on, our determination. That's the stuff that takes a simple probability and turns it into our actual lived reality. All right, so if our thoughts are really that powerful, then how do we actually use them? How do we take the reins? This is where our toolkit comes in. Let's call it the Inside Out Toolkit. Let's look at two different ways of dealing with things. A lot of us get stuck in the outside-in approach. We try changing things on the surface. Maybe we rearrange the furniture for better energy, wear a lucky color, that kind of thing. We're hoping that changing the outside will somehow fix the inside. And look, sometimes that helps a little, but it's often just a temporary fix. The real game changer is the inside-out approach. This is about working on your mind first, your thoughts, your mindset. That is what leads to permanent, powerful change, the kind of change that you are completely in control of. So what does this whole inside-out thing really look like in practice? Well, it starts by truly getting that your mind creates your reality. It means realizing that the only tool you really need to handle whatever life throws at you is internal stability. It's not about trying to dodge obstacles, it's about building up that inner strength so you can face them, knowing deep down that your thoughts can be raised way, way higher than any prediction. And when you start to really master this inside-out approach, it leads to this huge shift in how you see everything. It's the difference between being a human doing and a human being. Okay, think about it. Most of us live our lives as human doings. We are constantly doing things, hoping they will finally make us happy. We go to work to earn happiness. We go on a holiday to find peace. But the human being approach flips that script completely. You start from a place of being happy. Then you go to work simply to express that happiness. You go on holiday just for the fun of it because you're already at peace. See the difference? And really, that's the bottom line. Instead of running around frantically trying to rearrange everything on the outside, the real work, the most important and powerful work we can do, is to change our own internal landscape. It all comes down to changing the way we think. So, we'll leave you with this one last thought to chew on. Forget about planets or numbers or what the circumstances look like. The highest, most powerful field of energy that you can ever tap into is your own mind. So the only question left is, how are you going to choose to use it?